Time now for the SportsTime Diamond in the Rough. And Tony Lastoria says Captain's first baseman Jesus Aguiar is definitely one to watch. A free agent signing out of Venezuela. Big and powerful, hits the ball a long way when he squares up the bat with the ball. Still pretty young, under 21 years old. So as he gets older, perhaps more strength and size going to be coming with him. One of the best up-and-coming power prospects in the Indian system and has some potential in the future at first base or left field.
Yeah, you look at this kid, I mean, massive raw talent right now. Put him in the weight room a little bit, get some more strength. Now all of a sudden you see those doubles turn into home runs. Very talented kid.
Read more about Indians prospects every week on Minor Happenings on SportsTime and in Tony's book listing the 100 top tribe prospects. Welcome back to Indians Minor League Magazine. Last year, Alex Levinsky was leading his St. Edwards baseball team to a state championship. Now he's in the Indian system, getting his pro career started at Lake County. With this week's Focus on the Future, here's Lake County Captain's voice, Craig Dees.
All right, time for our Focus on the Future. Alex Levinsky, Captain's Catcher, is with us. And first of all, the obvious thing is you're from around here, from the west side of Cleveland. It's got to be kind of nice to play in your own backyard.
Yeah, it's awesome. Being so close to home, get to play in the games and then go home at night and be comfortable with my family and get some home-cooked meals, which I think a lot of guys are missing.
Now, 1 year ago, you were in high school, figuring out what you're going to do with your future. It's been a pretty whirlwind year for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. Being in high school last year, we had a chance to make it to states, won states, and then 3 days later I got drafted. Spent the whole summer negotiating and figuring out, trying to make my decision of what my plans were going to be for the next year. And then, the situation just worked itself out. We thought it was best for me to forego my scholarship at Georgia Tech and to sign with the Indians, and that brings us through spring training and into here right now.
With the Indians drafting you in the 8th round, I mean, dream come true, the team you followed growing up?
Yeah, it was awesome. When I was really young, I actually played in a lot of the Cleveland Indians charities when I was really young, and I got to play down at the stadium a couple times in the Rookie League All-Star game, which is pretty cool, with a little pitching machine and everything. And then growing up around here on the west side, we saw a lot of games. I grew up 5-10 minutes from the stadium, so it was pretty awesome when I got drafted by the Indians, and all my buddies were calling me big-time Tribe fans. Everyone around here loves the Tribe, love the Browns, love the Cavs, so everyone was stoked that I get to stay here and hopefully be up there one day. That
commitment to Georgia Tech you made, and obviously the signing bonuses there, everybody knows about that, but was that the deciding factor, or was the Indians the deciding factor, or just staying closer to home? For
the most part, my situation was awesome going to Georgia Tech. My mom really was pushing school all through. I think that's why Georgia Tech was such a good option for me, because my mom wanted me to get a great education, and then once I got drafted and I was close to home, I was going to be close to home for the next couple of years, and a possibility of playing in front of the hometown team in front of the hometown crowd kind of just made it a little bit sweeter, but definitely the bonus factored into the decision, but most of it was being able to stay close to home, being able to be with my family, and being able to be comfortable growing up through the minor league system to eventually get a shot to make it.
So the biggest transition you've seen, I mean, you went right from high school to professional, no college in between. What's been the biggest thing you've seen so far?
So far it's been just the grind of everything every day. You have a bad game, in high school you have maybe a day off, or kind of collect your stuff and get back in. Here you got to come back right the next day and get ready to play. So I guess it's probably the biggest adjustment that I'm starting to make is being able to perform every day, no matter what happened the day before, and continually getting better, no matter if you're tired or you gotta work through some some nicks and pains and just learn how to get the job done.
Obviously, playing in your hometown or right across the river from your hometown, basically, do you feel any undue pressure coming to the ballpark every day, because there's a lot of people coming just to see you play? There's a lot of friends, there's a lot of family, and it's not a high school game at St. Ed's any longer.
Yeah.
How are you coping with that?
So far so good. My family, they've been coming out to the games. My friends, I imagine some are going to be coming up next couple weekends when they're home for Easter and everything. So so far it's been good. It's been a blessing more than just being pressure on me or anything else. It kind of makes it feel a little bit more like high school, seeing your friends in the crowd, seeing your mom and dad out there, my family. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, I think, than if I was in a complete strange place where I didn't know who was out there or whatever. So, it's a little bit more comfortable for me, I think, for some of the other guys, but it's been good so far.
I'll ask you one final question before I let you go. You've played at Classic Park now for a couple of weeks. How do you enjoy this ballpark, and did you ever make it to a game when you were in high school?
No, I actually didn't make it to a game when I was in high school, but so far so good. You know, I was able to come up here last year towards the end, and I was out here a little bit, and I got to enjoy the park then, and come back to it now. It's been awesome. You know, it's a beautiful stadium. It's definitely one of the nicer places we play, if not the nicest. So it's been awesome so far. You know, the clubhouse is awesome, the field's pristine, everything's just great to come to every day.
Well, Alex, all the best. We're all rooting for you, and hopefully we'll see you downtown at the Progressive Field before too long.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's Alex Leviski.
All right, Craig, Alex, thanks. Alex Leviski, Jason, here's a kid that slow start offensively this year, but remember, he's just out of high school. He's doing just fine right now.
Yeah, more times than not, you would see Alex probably playing at Mahoney Valley right now, but I mean, they want to get him in. They know that he has some talent. He is an 8th rounder. He signed for some pretty good money. But you look at a kid like this being a local hero too, I mean, it's a good story. And as long as he can continue to develop, and that's what the Indians are looking for, he's going to be fine. I mean, he's very young. He's got a lot of upside, a lot of time too.
All right, so we'll watch the progress of him here and have fun doing it in the next few seasons. We'll take a break. When we come back, still much more to come with Indians Minor League Magazine as you look at the nightly intern getting a pie-in-the-face event here at Canal Park. We're getting ready to bring you our final thoughts and where you can see the Tribe's farm teams play. Make sure you stay tuned.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet taken up.
Standings time here on Minor League Magazine. There's Columbus doing very well in the International League. They're in first place as they've been all year. Akron in 4th place, Kinston in 4th, Lake County in 5th, and Mahoney Valley will start their season on June 17th. Let's take a look at the schedule. Columbus hosts Pawtucket and Durham this week. Akron has a home-and-home series with Altoona. Kinston home for Lynchburg, then at Frederick. Lake County home for Fort Wayne before heading back to Dayton. And welcome back to our set here, Studio C at STO for Indians Minor League Magazine. Jason, you talked about Ezekiel Carrera with Ross Atkins. Here's a kid that they got in the Russell Branyan deal from Seattle last year. He's on the 40-man roster, and he's a guy that maybe is exceeding expectations just a little bit and could be a key player for the Indians coming off the bench down the road.
Yeah, I really think he could be, and the reason I say that is you always need somebody that has a ton of speed. You can always put him in, and especially if you get late in the season this year and the Indians are still doing a really good job and they're staying atop their division and they have that chance for the playoffs, this guy might be somebody like a Kenny Lofton type deal where he doesn't have a lot of power. He can get on base. He can cause havoc on the bases. He's on the 40-man roster already. They already just called up Travis Buck recently because Grady Sizemore went on the DL. So you look for this guy, maybe if he continues to stay hot, that chance.
Yeah, and you know, one of the guys that impresses me, as I talked about with Ross, was McAllister. This was the guy they got for Kearns. A lot of people thought, well, maybe he's filler. This guy is not filler. He's got potential, and he's shown you that this year at AAA Columbus.
Yeah, you look at him, he's very young. He's got some talent. He's been around the game for a long time.
So we'll see what happens with these guys. Fun to watch, though, and plenty of, as we've talked about, very nice prospects in the Indians minor league system. So that's going to do it for this week's edition of Indians Minor League Magazine. Find us on Facebook. Make sure you friend us there. And as we leave you, a look at the intro video for the Clippers in Columbus. For Jason Stanford, I'm Al Pulowski. Have a good one.